Hi, this is Chef Janie Pendleton, and today I'm going to teach you how to make your own favorite lipstick. That's right, you can do this. It takes about 20 minutes at home. What I had here is I had a combination of 3 of my favorite lipsticks, and I had just a little bit. I had to take like a knife and kind of dig out what I had left, and I used that for my pigments. And then I had to try to match the darker color here of what I liked, because I was adding other things to it to make it go further, of course. But there is a lot of pigments in these store-bought lipsticks. Now, these store-bought lipsticks, some of them can contain lead, so you want to read the ingredients really well. I wanted to save money because they can be very expensive at specialty shops and online, especially the ones, well, sometimes you can find them on eBay a little cheaper, but then you got to get them so that they match your color. So I found one that I really liked, and that was this one. And you can see I've used the container several times, but this is how I make mine. And you can make it any color you like. You can even use a crayon, a half of a crayon, to get the color that you like. And that's basically the same kind of pigments. If you want to add a little sparkle like I do, I just added some of my favorite sparkly eyeshadow here. This is, I don't even know if I can even read anymore. This is by Infallible, and the color's 892 Amber Rush. Amber Rush. And as you can see, I just added just a couple of little scrapings in there of that, and that kind of gave me my sparkle. And you can see it already has set up. And then let me show it to you here so you can see the color consistency. Now this one right here is a lip gloss, and as you can see, it's got a little bit more coconut oil in it and some Carmex. I actually took my leftover Carmex container, and I had some Carmex left over in there, about maybe not quite even a quarter of a container of Carmex left over, and I wanted to use that up. And I like the way Carmex, I don't like the way it smells, but I do like the way it heals my lips here in the winter. We get a lot of blizzards here in Indiana, especially the last couple of years, so Carmex, if you're a skier or you like to do outdoor sports, or your lips get really dry, use Carmex. But you can tint it, and that's what I've done here. Now here, I just took a couple of sticks of chapstick and Burt's Bees wax here, and I had a little bit left of each of those, and I tinted those as well. So now I have tinted chapsticks and tinted Bees Balm as well. And then over here, I made my favorite lipsticks, okay? I went ahead, and this is the original color, and I went ahead and darkened it up and added a little bit more colorant, and I've got the darker, deeper red. I'm a redhead, so in order for me to wear red lipstick, I have to go more plum. But my fair skin, I have to be real careful, because then I look really pale, so that's always an issue. Okay, so that's why when I get a color that I like and people say it looks good on me, I have to stick with it. But you can use whatever colors you like. So what I did is I put this on the stove. Now I've already made mine, so I'm just going to kind of run through what I did here. Put this on the stove, got the water into a simmering, not quite a boil, into simmering. And what I did is I added about 1.5 teaspoons to 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. And this is organic coconut oil. Then I added, probably about 2 teaspoons of my cocoa butter. And this cocoa butter is good for so many things. It rehydrates your skin. It smells terrific. This is what gives it a nice cocoa flair. And I just love cocoa butter. It just helps firm up the lipstick to the right spreading consistency. So I like cocoa butter. And again, I used I'd say about 2 teaspoons of the cocoa butter equivalent. Now here I have mango butter, and mango butter is really good for rehydration, moisturizing, but it's also really good for fine lines and wrinkles. And if you're a smoker, or you're getting older and you're noticing some fine lines around your lips, or you're just younger and you want to protect your lips out in the sun, mango butter. This is the thing. You want to see your wrinkles disappear, use mango butter. And I used about 3 teaspoons of mango butter. Now I also used about I'd say about a tablespoon white beeswax. This is just an organic grade. And it was white beeswax. You can use the other color, that's fine. I had white on hand. Again, I used just a scraping of the eyeshadow to add I added a little bit of pigment to it, a little gold fleck, kind of like a little amber fleck pigment to it. But this is also, well, this right here by L'Oreal, it's supposed to be organic, but I don't know. So you can omit that if you want to, if you're going pure organic. I also added, just a couple of drops of vitamin E oil. You don't want to put too much in there because you don't want this to not solidify, okay? But just add probably, I'd say maybe a 1/16 of a teaspoon. Just a little drizzle like that. Now, I also added, like I said, some lipstick that was about this color to begin with, maybe a little darker. And to get a little bit more of that plum flare to it and make it a little darker, because at first I only had this color. I wanted to go a little darker, so I added 3 drops of blue food grade food coloring. Okay, so you can add colorings, add reds, add a little yellow, pink, whatever, you know. So I used my liquid Easter egg coloring, food coloring here. And that's how I got this nice dark color. And then for flavor, of course, we used the cocoa butter. But I wanted a little bit of a chocolate cherry flavor, so I added a little bit of a couple drops of cherry oil in. And be sure and use oils because you're working with wax. Don't use extracts. You know, if you've watched my other videos, you know I make my own extracts. But in this case, I went out and bought I had some cherry oil that I bought when I made cherry bread yesterday. And I thought, oh my God, this stuff smelled so good and it tasted so good in my bread. I would love some cherry in my lipsticks. So again, we added coconut oil, vitamin E, cherry oil, not extract, a little bit of blue food coloring, a little bit of my eyeshadow, a little bit of the cocoa butter, the mango butter, and the white beeswax. Like I said, yellow beeswax will work as well. And then I had a little bit of the chapstick left, maybe about 1/4 of an inch left of it left. I threw it in the glass Pyrex container. And then I had a little bit of Burt's Bee Balm left. Again, maybe about 1/2 inch of the Burt's Bee Balm. Okay, and it's just the same thing basically as the white beeswax. Just basically the same thing. And then I put about maybe not even 1/4 of a teaspoon of the Carmex in it as well. And then again, I added what was left over of my lipsticks. And I put it over the double boiler. I mixed it all up, and when it was all 100% melted, then I rolled my containers down all the way down to the bottom, and I poured them in. They solidified in about 2 to 3 minutes, and while they were still a little bit warm, okay, then I took my knife and I cut it off at an angle, just like you would see lipstick. Cut it off at an angle there. And then I took the extras and then I put it with the rest of my Carmex. Remelted it into the pot and gave it another stir and then poured it back in with my Carmex. So now my Carmex, you can see it's a little bit more greasier looking and it's definitely got a nice soft texture to it. I mean, it doesn't really even have much color. And I added a little bit more coconut oil to this as well, just to make sure that it solidified. But it didn't solidify too hard. And that ended up using my extras. So now I have some pigmented Carmex with coconut oil. I have some chapstick that has the chapstick and Burt's Bee Balm wax in it. This is great for, you know, if you want a little lip color and you're on the slopes. And hey, there you go, a little pocket. And then also here, I poured it in and I have the lipsticks. Okay? Now I'm going to show this to you. I'm going to put some on my hand and I'm going to show you the color. Okay? This is the first lipstick. Okay? There you go. And this is the second lipstick. Okay, and there are the two colors on the back of my hand. You can see I'm very pale skinned. So when I want just a little bit of color, I can use, you know, the chapstick or the lip balm. And then here, of course, if I want the stronger, I can use the lipsticks. This is Chef Janie Pendleton on how to make your own lipstick. Enjoy!